Sorry. My habitual difficulty focusing. Yes. I was cloned from the previous technician, who was cloned from the previous technician, and so forth. The theory was, having one person awake the whole time would assist, in case the ship started to really get its own ideas. So I was left. Each clone technician was left with a cache of the first 12 years of human memories. Old stuff from Gaia 1, even though there are way better records in the ship archive. But they thought that to be a person, you had to have some initial memory stuff. So, all the techs have that. And then you help your prior clone transition out. About 8 months or so. Which I'll admit was very sweet. Having someone who would think things I didn't know about. But by the time the new clone activates, the system failure of the prior clone is on the horizon. That's just the way. So then it was just holoscripts for years. Yes. It's very weird to know that most of my life, my relationships haven't been with people, but what can you do? The holoscripts do have feelings, sort of. They have a certain amount of irrationality progged in. The ship itself has figured some things out. The music. The music that writes itself inside the machine is sometimes quite beautiful. Quite beautiful. Better than I could do. I don't understand music that well. It turns out most culture is social. I was expecting the ship to regenerate another technician. Then it told me we were close, that we found Gaia 2, which was our mission. So pumped. Energizing. The course recalced. The exoplanets brushing past, those big gas giants. Even at a distance, having a gravitational effect was so weird, so different from space. And then the rest of the people came out of stasis, out of the transit state. And that was quite a time. A lot of odors. More human odors than I remember. 3 years post-settlement, we had already used up an unbelievable amount of surface. And I got, I guess you'd call it, homesick. Gaia 2 had a lot. All these glassy structures had set up a futures investment high-frequency system. It just didn't seem better. And if they needed the buyout power, I'm a clone. They can make as many of me as they want. I remember, again, from the cache memory, the seed memory, that there was a home. Other-looking sky. Black. Like a vestigial sense of how you should feel when you're in a place. And I don't want to judge the colonists, but I don't think that's what they're doing on Gaia 2. So I told the admin class that I wanted to go back on the ship. And they said no. They said that the ship would ultimately self-sacrifice, turn over all its source material to the Terraform project, but it still hadn't started to deconstruct. The hover pads glowing blue, she still didn't even touch the ground. I tried to figure out how to appeal the admin's decision, but there wasn't actually a system for that. No relevant forms. Some things people just aren't supposed to do. So, one day, I went back to the perimeter just to look again at the ship. And it kind of bent down, still hovering, and pressed into the livable enclosure until one of the ports was there, inside the dome. The membrane kind of flickering, going white. That ozone smell. And then the music started. The ship's music. I thought maybe it's a trick, maybe I can't, maybe I need some sort of protective equipment. I was scared. Less scared than maybe I should have been. Less scared than I normally am. I reached out. I touched the floor of the port, and I pulled myself up and rolled in, and it sealed itself around me. And that's what the ship had been doing. Waiting. Not trying to self-sacrifice, trying to get me away. Get us both away. Some people aren't meant to be anywhere. Some people aren't meant to stay.